Hey everybody, it's Jesselyn Adams with CBS 42 News. I am joined here with Matt Matthews, who is a photographer here in Birmingham and a published author. So, Matt, gonna start us. Tell people what you do.
So I am a boudoir photographer. And in Alabama, people are like, wait, what? They don't really know what that is. So I photograph intimate portraiture of women and couples and men and whoever. It's just basically a self-love kind of thing. Being confident in your own skin and being able to look at yourself and be happy with what you see kind of thing.
What does a boudoir,
Uh-huh.
what does that consist of?
So, lingerie, a little, sauciness. I mean, it gets a little saucy, but a lot of the times people think that it is something that it's not. Especially being, in a southern state, people think that it's, I'm trying to say not
Provocative.
say. Yeah, that's a good word. Yeah,
Provocative, right.
yeah, perfect. So a lot of people think that it's more provocative than what it is, and they don't really understand what boudoir is. And then when I kind of explain it to people and I teach them, that boudoir is really about self-empowerment and self-love and being able to see yourself in a different skin, that kind of changes people's mind. So we do have a lot of clients that come in that are, getting married. They want to do it as a wedding gift or something like that. But a lot of our clients are women that come in from bad relationships, abusive relationships, divorces, eating disorders, anything like that, that they just have felt bad about themselves, and they just come in to feel beautiful.
So how do you help women through that stress,
The nervousness,
discomfort? Yeah.
Well, everybody faces something about their body that they don't like, and I've always said that I always say that people have superpowers. And when I teach and when I go and speak at conferences and things, I always say people have a superpower. And my superpower is humor. So if you're able to make somebody laugh, then you're able to break down that wall. And so as soon as my clients come in, I have them feeling like we've been best friends forever.
You recently wrote the book. The book is called Uncovered. And I was seeing in your Facebook group that you've garnered a lot of a following from your work inside this Facebook group. But people are really excited. You mentioned that you spill some tea.
I do spill some tea. I had a really rough childhood. I grew up with not a whole lot of money and drug addict family members, and statistically I should be an alcoholic or a drug addict or I should be dead. And I see that as children we perpetuate the same things that we see growing up, and I saw the things that I didn't want to become, and so I broke that cycle, and I knew the things that I didn't want to be as an adult. And so I spilled the tea on some pretty juicy matters as far as family and growing up gay in the South, and employees and just business, just running a business and being in the public eye of people, and so it's pretty saucy.
So when you realized that this book that you wrote about your life was going to be published, what was your initial reaction?
Well, I didn't plan to write a book at first. It was not like, I honestly, because I teach a lot for photographers and I teach at conferences and things, so I was making a magazine for photographers, and I was like, I don't know how to make a magazine. I'm lost. So I just started just kind of like telling my story and just writing, and it became a book. And I was like, okay, well, now what do I do? So it got big enough and I had a large enough following, and then it got published, and I was like, all right, here we go. Like, it's time to pop off, like, because I didn't know what to do. And now here we are at the release day, and it's been almost 2 years since I started writing this book. It's a very long process. And it's been very healing in some points, and it's been very emotional in other points. And it's probably one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, but I'm so excited to finally release it, because if it's, it's not a photography book. It's a book about inspiration and becoming who you want to become, and, not allowing people to stop you and stand in your way. So as long as it inspires one person, then I'm happy.
What's the one part in the book that you think people are going to look at and read when they get to this one section and just be mind blown?
My mom passed away, and she passed away tragically, and she was just this magnificent woman, and so I think a lot of my readers are going to be shocked when they find out how she died. and how I kind of got over that, because it was traumatic in my life and it was really hard to deal with. And she's the one that put me in my here in boudoir. I photographed a session of her before she passed away, and she really struggled with depression and things like that. So she's my reason. She's my why I'm here.
What do you hope, people take away from this book and take away from tonight?
I just hope that once people read it, they know that they're so powerful. Our minds are so powerful, and if we just step out of our own way and allow ourselves to just be human and, make mistakes and do things that we want to do and be happy and, kind of keep your blinders on and not worry about everybody else, but just love yourself and be confident in your skin and know that anything that you want to do, you can do it. Because statistically, I should not be here. I shouldn't be doing what I wanted to do. And this is my job. I'm able to photograph women and make them feel beautiful, and I'm able to travel the country and speak to other artists and teach. And so if I can do it, then anybody can do it.
It's a good lesson learned. If you would like to learn more about Matt Matthews' book, Uncovered, you can find the link to where you can order yours inside this web article.